Hello, so second update in a row. I know I seem pretty keen, but I got a ton of questions for my Q&A video. I wasn't expecting to get any, so I got quite a few, and now I'm kind of feeling like if I don't make the video now, then I'll get more and more and more, and they'll build up, and I'll get really overwhelmed and end up having to make like a 20-minute video, or I just will bail completely because I suck like that. So yeah, so some are anonymous, so I can't answer you properly, and they're all on different phones, but yes. So I'm going to start with the ones I got on Tumblr, because that's easiest. So somebody asked, do I miss Tasha? Do I think we'll ever reconnect in life? And do I feel abandoned by her? No, actually, I don't. I did for a very long time really, really miss her, and I miss having somebody that close. But I think a lot of that was kind of a grieving process from losing a friend, and now I'm just kind of like, well, she made her choice, and you know, if she ever needs me properly, I'll be there because that's what I'm like as a person. But no, I don't feel abandoned by her. It's just life, it's what happens. And I mean, I doubt we'll reconnect, but it's always a possibility. I don't ever write things out. Somebody else asked, another anonymous, what are the meaning behind my tattoos? God, there are a lot. The two ones with the most meaning are on my hands. This one, the Nostra Gita, stands for our guiding light. It's a star that was named for me. The other one, per ex aqua, it means child of the water, which is the meaning of Dylan. I also have one here, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. That's a quote. It's used in Harry Potter, but it's from the Bible, and I got that when Dylan was born, just after Valentine's Day, after he was born, and it kind of just, to me, it's kind of about, it doesn't matter what you have materially, it's kind of your family, your heart, that's your treasure, and that's where you'll always be, that's where you'll always have stuff, and so they're the most important. All the rest of mine are kind of about wings and freedom and birds, and they all kind of represent me feeling very trapped at the time when I got them, and I talked a lot about wanting to be free and wanting to run away and wanting to be someone different and change, and all my other tattoos kind of symbolise my kind of longing to run and to be away from what I was. So yes, that's my tattoos. Oh wow, okay, I got a couple of questions from someone anonymous. How old were I when I was diagnosed with anorexia? I was, just before my 12th birthday, I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed with EDNOS before when I was 9, but yeah, I was just before I was 12. My lowest weight ever recorded was 71 pounds. I was 5'5" at the time. My lowest weight at my height now, which is just over 5'7", is I think it's 89 pounds or something. Was I forced into recovery, or was it my choice? I have been in treatment on and off since I was 12. The only time I really went because I decided to go for myself was when I found out I was pregnant with Dylan when I was 19. Every other time, the residential treatment, the just hospitalisations, all of that was forced. I was a child, so I didn't have any say, but yeah, all of that was forced. What was I diagnosed with? Anorexia nervosa. It changed to binge purge subtype, and then it was changed back to just anorexia nervosa, and also EDNOS before that. Do I binge and do I purge? I go through times of high stress. I have been known to binge and purge quite severely. Like, you know, I'd be purging 7 or 8 times a day. But as a general rule, no, I don't. If I do, how do I do it? Do I exercise, vomit, laxatives? I have always exercised. I dance. I was a dancer for a very long time, so I wouldn't say exercising was a form of purging. I mostly made myself sick, but I abused laxatives for a very long time, and as a result, my digestive system doesn't work. I have to take a whole host of medication to make my digestive system work, and I am dependent on laxatives just to kind of push everything through, but I also get stomach ulcers, and I have excessive acid and acid reflux just because I abused laxatives for so long that I've just completely shut down my body and it's beyond repair. So, but generally I threw up. I don't really count the exercise that I did and still do as a way of purging. How tall are you? I'm 5'7.5", just slightly over. Do I hide food? No, I don't have food. I live in my own house. I never had to. Who did I first watch on YouTube with an eating disorder? I don't know. I genuinely... Go to be quiet. I genuinely didn't really watch people with eating disorders. I watched more of the My Anorexic Story kind of thing, and I used YouTube to watch those videos, like the series that were for BBC and stuff, like Super Skinny Me. I didn't really follow blogs with eating disorders specifically. I just kind of checked them out, so I don't really know who I first followed. It wasn't until I kind of started making my own YouTube videos and got subscribers that I really even followed people back. So I don't know. And what do I think would be a good way to raise awareness? I think we need to talk about it more. I think, you know, there's not really much that's accessible to children, other than things that scare them. I think that if we were able to talk to people, like they do with, you know, drug awareness, and they have ex-addicts and stuff, or prison officers going into schools, I think if that kind of thing happened in schools but for eating disorders, I think we could work on a lot of prevention, and I think that's probably the best way to raise awareness. And I think more people speaking up against pro-ana, but not kind of people in the media and parents. I think more girls who have suffered from anorexia or bulimia or whatever else speaking up against pro-eating disorders. I think that kind of raises awareness too, because it shows that there's a big difference between having an eating disorder and being pro-ana. So yes, I think they would help. So those are my Tumblr questions. On to the questions that were left for me on YouTube. Somebody asked if... Hot Chocolate Sunday asked me if I still got regular periods before my pregnancy, and did they stop during anorexia. I have always had regular periods. Even at my lowest weight, I had regular periods. They would just drop to being kind of spotting for a day, and then would stop again. But I always ovulated, I guess. I started them very young, so I've tracked them for a very long time. I've never stopped ovulating. It's been close. As my periods got lighter and lighter and shorter, they were saying, you know, that's you stopping ovulating. But I never reached the point where they just went. So, yes. I was asked, what's my ethnicity? I am half Welsh and half Brazilian. I have a couple of other things thrown in, but they're the two main things. And does my boyfriend know I still purge? I don't purge now, I'm pregnant. But yeah, I've always been really... He's probably the only person I've been honest with. I used to tell him that I needed to go buy laxatives. I used to tell him, you know, I'm going upstairs to go purge. And even when we lived together, even recently when I had a minor relapse, just before I got pregnant, I had a bit of a relapse. And yeah, I would always tell him. I found that the one thing I really took from recovery and from treatment, even though I didn't get better, was that if I lie to other people, I start lying to myself about the seriousness of the illness, and that I can keep more control. I can stop it taking over control over me and taking all the control out of my life. If I'm just honest with what's going on, if I say, you know, I'm really struggling, I'm purging loads, you know, can you go buy me some ice lollies because I've purged so much that my throat's been bleeding. It kind of somehow makes things a bit easier to deal with than all the lies and having to hide things constantly, because that is just so draining that, yeah. So he always knew whenever I was purging or doing anything or fasting, he would know, and yeah, I didn't hide it from him. Whereas Rachel has asked me, when did I dye my hair? That was in November. I dyed my hair just before I got pregnant. It really I need my root to be doing. But I couldn't. I was supposed to get them done over Christmas, and then I couldn't because I was pregnant. But now I've ended my first trimester, I can get my roots touched up. So I'm excited about that, finally. And Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Hannah's on Tumblr as well. Everybody should follow her. She said, what made me suspect I was pregnant? I went off alcohol. I tried to drink a bottle of fruit cider, and I literally took 2 sips and I just couldn't drink it anymore. I didn't even want it in the first place. Like, the look of the bottle was, I was thinking, no, I don't want this. But I was going, no, I've had such a stressful day. I'm going to drink it. I just don't want to drink it because I'm in a bad mood. Then I couldn't. So yeah, that's what's first made me suspect I was pregnant. And I was losing weight and I wasn't doing anything differently. You want these? And so yeah, losing weight and going off alcohol, I was like, damn it, I'm pregnant. But I didn't do the test for ages. But I was like, no, I can't be pregnant. I was in complete denial. But yeah, that's what made me suspect I was pregnant. How did I tell Harrison? I took a pregnancy test at home while he was out, and I was kind of still in denial about the fact that it would be negative, so I was like, oh, I'll just do it when he's not here, it's no big deal. And then it was positive, and I burst into tears, and I was crying, and he rang me just to see how my day was going. And he was like, are you crying? Are you okay? What's happened? And I was like, they did a pregnancy test. And he was like, oh my God, you're pregnant. And he was so happy, and I was just like in tears, because I didn't know what to do. So yeah, he was really happy and really excited right from the start. And I was the one crying and panicking from the get-go, so he was excited. Will I choose and announce a name once I know the sex of the baby, or will I keep it a secret? We have chosen a boy's name already. We're still fighting over girls' names. He likes Ruby, I like Lola. You both like Isla, but I prefer Lola, so... But yes, as soon as we know the sex, I kind of quite want to kind of give the baby an identity. I felt quite guilty kind of referring to Dylan as the baby up until about 2 weeks before he was born. Even though I kind of knew that I was going to call him Dylan, he was just the baby. And I didn't really like that, so yes, we will announce the name and we will choose when we know the sex, which hopefully will be on the 25th, so yes. They're all the questions, I think. Yes, they're all the questions. I hope that has answered them properly for you. Anything else you want to know, don't hesitate to ask. I'll always answer questions at the end of my videos if I get any. But yeah, thanks for watching. Didn't I say bye-bye? Say bye.